Hello, welcome to my first ever Planet Coaster 2 video, along with my first ever Planet Coaster 2 roller coaster and my first ever Planet Coaster 2 big project. Today, we're starting the first episode of basically a themed, dark, multi-dimensional roller coaster. Well, I don't even know what you would call it, but basically we're theming it to going underwater in a submarine. This time lapse is me just using the new coaster tool to build a coaster. This is my first time using it, so don't be surprised if it looks bad. But this isn't meant to be a full coaster. This is meant to be just a nice experience to make you feel like you're underwater, seeing, I don't know. But yeah, but I'll explain the theme more in the second episode when we do more of the theming. But this episode just kind of building the track and getting a good layout for everything. But I want to talk about Planet Coaster 2 in this video in general. I don't really want to talk about this coaster much because why would I? It's just a time lapse. It's boring. But I will be probably making a video about Planet Coaster 2 soon, saying if it's worth it, if it you should get it, which I definitely think it is, but I'll explain more in that video. So if you want to see that, make sure to subscribe to my channel because you will see that soon. If people ever watched my channel before, which you probably didn't because I posted 2 videos and I don't have many views on those, but that park got scrapped obviously. It was a few months back. I was working on a little park. I didn't really plan it much and that's why it failed, because I had no idea what I was doing with it, and every time I went to build something it just turned out bad, so I lost motivation for it, never finished. I did build more parks in Planet Coaster 1, but I just didn't upload them as a series. I don't know, but I'm back for Planet Coaster 2. And I want to know, what do you think of Planet Coaster 2 so far? I've personally been loving it. I was making a water park, but I was going to do a series, but I ended up making pretty much the whole thing in one episode. So I've kind of scrapped it for now. I might do a tour of it when I've fully finished it, because it's not fully finished right now, but I basically did all the pools and flumes in one episode, which it's most likely going to make it boring. But if you want to see it how it is, or see me make it a series, even though I've already done all the pools and flumes, then let me know. But every other episode will just be theming. But ever since that part, or the water park, I've been trying to stay away from the coaster builder until I did, well, this. So I was doing, my water park. I did a bit of the franchise mode. The franchise mode is really good. If you haven't checked it out, I would recommend checking it out. It's really well made compared to the first one. The first one was still good, but I didn't play it much because I got kind of bored of it. But this one's actually enjoyable. It still takes a while to beat, obviously, because you gotta wait for money. It's not a sandbox, but still, it is still a really good game mode to play. Also, about my channel, for people who have watched it before or are watching it right now. At the moment, it is called Fuser Thrills, my channel, because that is the name of one of my other channels, Fuser, that I do VR content on. So if you like VR content, check that channel out, even though I've unlisted all my videos on there because I want to start afresh on that channel like I am doing here. But I do want to rename this channel at some point, so if it does get renamed, I'll probably post a video about it, so you'll know if you are subscribed and randomly my channel disappears off the face of the earth. Well, it doesn't disappear, but it looks different. Anyway, after this part, what am I going to do with Planet Coaster? Because this just small park series, I'll probably have it done by the end of the month and everything will be out. I've already worked on it since this time lapse, because I'm doing this voiceover after the time lapse, obviously, so I have actually built more since. But after this park, I plan to make another water park series where I actually do it properly, and I want to kind of do an indoor water park, kind of like the Alton Towers water park, where it's semi-themed but it's indoors. And yeah, because I like making indoor rides and stuff. It's just you can't make much out of it, but it's still fun to make. And after that, when that's came out, it's most likely gonna be sometime in January. By the time that's out, I plan to make kind of a fairground sort of theme park. I don't know how to explain it. Sort of Like it will have some rides, and like 1 or 2 roller coasters, but they won't be heavily themed. There'll be like some game stalls and etc. That's my plan for now. Anyway, might be changed, might not, but that's what I want to do with Planet Coaster 2 for now. Do those 3 projects, or this one included in those 3 projects, and then I actually have one planned after. People have done it before, and I'm not saying I'm original. But I'll explain more about that project nearer the time because I don't want to spoil it too much. But if it goes how I plan it, it's going to be great. I've now finished the actual layout for the coaster, as you can probably see. I do change a few things after. There was a few changes that I kept in the recording, but a lot of it I did. Well, I made a few changes after because, yeah, I was having some issues with the coaster builder, and I was a bit confused on why the testing wasn't completing and something was happening. So I removed the tilt fact that you can see in the background here. The drop shaft's still there, but yeah. But anyway, that doesn't matter because I'll show that in the next video. How many episodes of this series will there be? You might be asking if there's anyone watching this. Well, I don't know, because I'm a new channel, who knows if anyone's actually watching this, but basically I'm going to plan to do around 4 or 5 episodes of this. After this, this is the episode where I make the basic layout. It's all done from this video. Next episode, I will start on theming the ride. The 3rd episode, I'll probably do the queue line. 4th episode, I'll do the plaza outside. And then the 5th will be finishing touches, or it will be the tour. But I'm not too sure on what one I'll do first yet. Finishing touches might just be included on the plaza, because there won't be much. I don't know what I'm doing at the moment here, but I am sitting completely still. What is going on? Oh yeah, this was me trying to figure out how to use the mirror tool on the thing, because I didn't figure it out, but now I have. So yeah, these carts, they look a bit weird. You're gonna see them soon when they're finished, and you're gonna think, what have I made? What is this creation? Is like in front of me. The plan was to make them a submarine. They sort of look like one, but they don't. And you gotta remember, it's a big ride, but it's not a thrill coaster. It's more of a dark ride experience. So you're gonna be in a box sort of ride, which you'll see what I mean by box in a second. Because yeah, I'm proud of how it turned out, but I had to get some people's opinions. And it was a bit strange, but oh well. I think it looks good. I'm just experimenting with half the scenery pieces because this was recorded on Friday of Planet Coaster 2 coming out, so like the 2nd or 3rd day of it being out. So I was still like new to half the scenery pieces, trying to figure out what would be good, what would fit the ride, even though I ended up using just pretty much the aquatic pieces, if that's what they're called. But who cares? It looks good in my opinion. And scenery, it's not meant to be used for what it is. Like, I've seen people already recreate the old themes or not recreate them, but make things similar to the old themes in Planet Coaster 1, using like the Viking pieces or just any pieces, and they've made the old theme, well, not even the old themes, but just similar stuff. I've seen some cool stuff. And part of me did wish we got the old themes back in this game, but you can't. I suppose I get why they didn't. They wanted a fresh start, they wanted a whole new game. And it's still cool. The new pieces are good, and it's only the first version of the game. We'll get updates soon. They've already actually teased updates. They're adding a load and unload station, they're adding improved slide physics, increasing the number of guests. That's what I remember at the moment, because I kind of forgot. But if they do add the load and unload stations during the recording of this series, which I very much doubt they will, I will probably add them, but I don't think I will, because I don't think it will be out yet. Hotfix 1 I think is already released, which contains a few bug fixes and stuff, but I don't see this, the load and unload stations coming soon. I expect they'll probably add like one big update. They'll do a few bug fixes in between it, but like somewhere in like February or January or something, they'll most likely do some big update that contains new rides, maybe a DLC, the load and unload station, possibly slide physics and stuff. But I've actually played around with the slides. As I said earlier, I was making my own water park, and I don't think the slide physics are that bad, to be fair. Yes, they're not realistic, but they're not noticeable really. It could just be me because I was making pretty basic slides, but I don't think it was too bad. But yeah, I'm not a professional on slides. I know more about theme parks than I do about water parks. I've been to a few water parks in my life, but not enough to be a slide enthusiast, or whatever you call it. I could not name a single slide for you for my life. I could probably guess that they have reasonable, like, guessable names. The Snake or something, I don't know. But yeah, the water park update into this, I'm letting out my true British accent saying water park repeatedly, jeez. But I like the water park. It's a good addition to the game. Same with the pathing tool. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun in this game so far. I've already got like 7 hours in it, which, yeah, I get people have more, and I know it's still a lot, but I don't want to play too much of the game anyways. I only like playing about an hour at a time because I don't want to get bored of the game and then, like, in the first few weeks, because I've overplayed it, because then, yeah, I'm gonna end up quitting. But I don't think I will quit because I love this game. I've always loved creating things, and I've loved roller coasters for a long time, even though I was terrified of them until quite recently. But still, and as you see now, this is the finished cart. Yes, it looks a bit goofy, but we'll ignore it. It's still cool. I love the cart. I think you can probably see here what's going on with the thing that made it mess up just there. They were bouncing out of the station. I'm not too sure what was causing it, but I think it's because they were going in backwards, the cars, and it wasn't letting me fix that with how I don't know what was causing it, but because the train was like set to backwards, it wasn't letting me rotate it back to normal. I don't really know what happened. But anyway, you can probably see here I'm building a giant wall because this is a dark ride. It's going to be metal frames just because that's realistic, but on the front at the plaza it will be themed, but around the back it will just be metal walls because I'm trying to make it as realistic as possible. And if you went to one and you saw a dark ride in real life, it would be themed at the front, but at the back you just find it would be plain old metal walls. And yeah, I like how it turned out, but the only problem is that I feel like I'm going to run into is trying to fit the pathing in with the coaster, because the coaster is quite low down, so I'm probably going to have to do the paths quite compact, which I'm doing now actually. I'm doing the exit and entrance path because I wanted to open up this coaster just to see the gas pouring in and stuff, but yeah, I just wanted to have a little check, see what was going on, see if the guests, like how the guests would interact with this ride. Turns out it was not a thrilling coaster. It had no excitement. It had like a bad nausea rating. But I'm hoping once I add the theme, the rating goes up. But like I said, this isn't a thrill coaster. It's more of an experience ride. That's what dark rides are. I'm trying to think of one that does something like this. But I can't think of one at the moment. It would sort of be like Guardians Cosmic Rewind in Epcot, but except it's not as thrilling. It's a similar level of thrill, but it will have theming like it, and hopefully not cost 500 mil. But yeah, good thing we're in sandbox mode, because this would cost a lot. I've never really liked playing realistically in Planet Coaster and having to worry about money. Yeah, it's good. It gives like a good experience, but if I'm doing that, I like to just leave it to the career mode, because that's what I've been doing recently. But yeah, the career mode is good. I recommend checking it out. I said that earlier. And that's basically it for this park. As you can see, it's still doing the bumpy thing. But I do end up fixing it. I don't remember if I fixed it in this episode. I don't. How much recording have I got left? But yeah, we're getting close to the end now. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode. It's not much. It's just kind of me going on the yap session, talking about stuff. But I hope you enjoyed. If you did and want to see more, like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any suggestions, leave them in the comments, because I will be reading them, and I haven't finished yet, so I can still add stuff. But thanks for watching, and goodbye.